Hey guys, my name is Rohit Singh. Welcome to the channel Developer Geeks Hub. Well, this is the current playlist of C++ programming, and we are trying to cover all the topics starting from beginner to intermediate and to expert. You can check our previous videos in the I button popping in your screen right now. Well, this video is all about name visibility. The objective of this course would be to understand and to practically see what are the different types of initialization. Basically, there are two types. One is a local and another one is a global initialization. Well, I hope you can understand a little just about the initialization because it's a normal English word, but we will see what is the practical use and how we can implement this feature in our programming. And this feature is one of the important features because in gate examination there are often questions that are asked within this area, so it is important. And now let's see and jump into the C++ compiler. Well, now let's see what is name visibility. Basically, name visibility is nothing but name is nothing but the variable, and we have to see where and in which position or in which block the variable is accessible. Basically, there are two types of initialization. One is a local initialization, another one is a global initialization. Local initialization, basically we know that the compiler starts with from the int main, or the entry point is from the int main. So anything that we define or we initialize within this bracket, within this braces, within this block, is only accessible within this block itself. So this is called as a local initialization for this block. And if we initialize a variable outside this block, then this variable would be accessible for the whole program. So this is called as the global initialization. Now let's see what is the how we can practically use and where it can be used. Suppose if I initialize int num is equal to 23, right? Then after we'll create int a is equal to 45. So if I print a and num with some space between them, and I will write an handle, and if I print this, you can see, okay, if I print this, you can see it would print, it should print 45 with a space and 23. You can see it is printing the same thing. So it means it would print a from this and num here. Now what if I create another initialization with the same name of num, and I will give a different value to it. So what will happen? Num is equal to 7, and so this num will take 7 or 23. Let's see. You can see that it is taking the value of 7. That is the new initialization. But what if I have initialized this and I have initialized this too, but I don't want to take the value of this 7. Instead of this, I want to take the value of this 23 here. So what can I do? Basically, I would use an operator called as a scope resolution. This is called as the scope resolution. What will happen is that it will go out of this scope to access this variable. So this is how, and this is the operator called scope resolution. You can see it is printing 45 and 23. It is not taking this value. Now let's see what is a hash define. Hash define is a macros. Basically, it is not a normal initialization. It is a constant which never changes its value in the whole program. If we try to change the value, and so let's see what will happen. And it is called as a preprocessor, right? It is the definition part. So the format is like hash define pi 3.14. We don't write a semicolon here. Right, now let's try what will happen if we print the value of pi. You can see it is printing 3.14 here instead of this num. Now what if we try to change the value of pi to 1, like pi is equal to pi plus 1? So you can see it is printing an error, and the reason is not assignable. It is not assignable because it is a constant. We can't change this, and it is a global initialization. That's the reason we can access this in here, and we don't need a scope resolution. The reason is because you can't create a pi and another pi, because it is not, it is constant, so you can't change it. So that's the reason we don't use the scope resolution. So guys, this is what the name visibility basically means. Now let's try another code in which I will write another block, and I will create another int num with 9. And if I cut this, and if I print the value of num, so what will happen? It will print 9. It will print this 9 instead of this num and instead of this. And what if I add a scope resolution? So will it print this or this? Let's check this out. You can see it is printing the value of 23, because whensoever it comes the scope resolution, it will consider this int main, this braces, and it will come to the entry point, and it will see that what value is initialized above this, and it will print this value. So guys, this is how basically the name visibility works.
Well guys, that's all from my side. If you find this video informative, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Well, the next video is a special one, because we will try to solve questionnaires that would be around 10 to 15 questions, which is oftenly around the topics of functions and data types. So we'll try to solve questions such as Fibonacci and many different questions that is asked in your examinations too. So stay tuned and see you in the next video.